A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this inauguration of the Doctor of Business Administration program for the UAE 2025, carried out in hybrid mode today, 27th February 2025. They say good leaders are always seeking new knowledge, and great leaders go beyond that towards using their experiences and creating new knowledge across a vast and a plethora of different domains. You have chosen to embark on a journey in which you will be not just enriching yourself with the latest knowledge, but contributing towards building new knowledge within the world economy through which you will be contributing towards the success of organizations across the 7 seas. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to embark on this journey for the DBA program offered for the UAE 2025. Please rise for the PIM anthem.
ජයවර්ධනපුර විදුජය සරසවි පද්ම තටාකේ විකසිත පියුම ඔබයි පින්වර අප විද්‍යා භූමි කිතු ගොස දස දෙස වීලා බොරඬේවා ජය දත බන්නා පින්වර අප විද්‍යා භූමි විදුජය සරසවි පද්ම තටාකේ විකසිත පියුම ඔබයි පින්වර අප විද්‍යා භූමි සලසන නව්‍ය තාක්ෂණ විදුරුවන් කිරණ නොමින් පෙරාගෙන දියුණුව සලසන නව්‍ය තාක්ෂණ විදුරුවන් කිරණ නොමින් පෙරාගෙන මානව සමගුණ නිසි ලෙස යොදවන කළමනාකරන කිදුනැන වඩවන සවිවරමින් නැනගුණ රන්දන ජය මග පාදන නියමුනිකේතන සවිවරමින් නැනගුණ රන්දන ජය මග පාදන නියමුනිකේතන සිරිලක සිරිසර මල්පල ගන්වන විදුබිම නන්දන කරනෙමු වන්දන ජයවර්ධනපුර විදුජය සරසවි පද්ම තටාකේ විකසිත පියුම ඔබයි පින්වර අප විද්‍යා භූමි කිතු ගොස දස දෙස වීදා බොරඬේවා ජය දත බන්නා පින්වර අප විද්‍යා භූමි
Next in the agenda to deliver the welcome address, I take pleasure and privilege in inviting an extraordinary individual, someone who has been giving leadership to PIM in testing times indeed, and leading PIM with the vision for PIM to be the business school for the new world. Please join me in welcoming Director of PIM, Dr. Asanga Ranasinghe, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you very much, Tarindu. A very good evening to all of you, and it's a very happy day for me personally. Dr. Ravi Fernando, our chief guest, Professor Ajanta Dharmasiri, Mr. Jayantara Nepura, and Mr. Tarindu Amarasekara, we are very honored to initiate this program. It is, I think Professor Dharmasiri will talk in detail for PIM in its journey of 40 years, almost 40 years now. It is a key milestone that we are embarking on a doctoral program for the first time in an overseas market. And all of you are proud PIM alumni, having gone through the MBA journey. And we are so happy that we can contribute for your continuous professional development and your qualifications for the future and getting ready to face the future. And I have met all of you at the interview, as well as we have associated very closely even after your MBA, and how I know how capable you are to embark on this journey of getting a doctoral qualification. So a DBA, having gone through this DBA journey myself, a DBA is actually a commitment that you make for the next 3 to 4 years. And I'm hoping that all of us, all of you, will be able to finish the required prerequisites in 3 years. And we would be very happy to see you at the convocation in 3 years' time and calling each one of you doctor. And that is the happiest day. So we start a journey for the first time for PIM, and probably the first time for a university in Sri Lanka to offer a doctoral program in an overseas market. It's a huge challenge for all of you as well as for us from PIM. But PIM is all about being the best, getting the best out of you as well as us, and together we create history. So I hope we can go this journey without much disturbances to your professional life, your careers there. And I know it's going to be a commitment. You will have to work hard, and we will be there to hold your hands and support you in terms of taking you through this journey. Professor Dharmasiri will explain in detail. The first year is where you need to put in those hours in terms of the core courses, in terms of the assignments, getting back to your MBA days a little bit. Thereafter, you're with Dr. Ravi Fernando, having gone through a DBA journey himself, will explain to you the whole exploration you'll be on together with the supervisor and your whole journey of either finding new knowledge or validating the existing knowledge that you have. So again, we are very honored to start our first DBA batch in the UAE, and all 18 of you, I know very, very personally, and I'm looking forward to seeing you through and to call all of you doctor, and to see you and applaud you at the convocation. So congratulations, first of all, and all the best. And they say in any journey, it's going to be difficult. What is required is to set high standards, and you have to attend to details, and of course persist. If you set high standards, attend to details, and persist, without you even knowing, you'll be a doctor. All the best.
Thank you very much, Dr. Asanga Ranasinghe, Director PIM, for your encouraging words as always. And as he very correctly said, it's all about the commitment to the journey that defines your success. Next, to share with you the distinct features of the PIM DBA. The PIM MBA has always been something distinct. What about the DBA? To discuss about the distinct features of a PIM Doctor of Business Administration program, I take great privilege in inviting another remarkable individual, someone who has been a driving force behind the success of PIM over decades, and also has been a driving force towards ensuring the DBA program of PIM is carried out with exceptionally high standards. Please join me in welcoming Senior Professor Ajantha Dharmasiri, the coordinator for the DBA program at PIM.
Thank you, Tarindu. Dr. Asanga Ranasinghe, Director of PIM, Dr. Ravi Fernando, Chief Guest and the keynote speaker for the day, Mr. Jayantha Ranapura, Senior Assistant Registrar, Mr. Tarindu, my colleague, and all my dear DBA learning partners. At the outset, let me wholeheartedly congratulate each and every one of you for being selected for this prestigious learning endeavor. A learning journey has just begun. So just to enrich ourselves, in order to be aware the nature and the features of the journey, I have a few slides to share. So permit me to share some slides in terms of what we are going to do and what we have got for you for the next 3+ years. So it's a glimpse of PIM DBA. Those who were with me for the webinar that we conducted a few months ago, some of the things I have shared, but for the benefit of everyone to refresh and to revisit and to reinforce some of those things are still valid and still relevant, I believe. So a glimpse of PMDBA. So the long wait is over. I remember every time we conclude a batch in the Middle East, be it Dubai, be it Doha, be it Muscat, they all ask the question, what next? Now the long wait is over. The answer is DBA. After MBA, or some have done other masters in construction, in economics, so then the solution we can provide you is DBA. So I'm very happy that it's a red letter day for PIM, as the director very correctly mentioned, because PIM is a South Asian quality systems accredited, one of the prestigious business school in South Asia to have SACS accreditation. As such, we will have the first SACS accredited DBA program in Sri Lanka. And also we are very happy that we have the first doctoral program in Sri Lanka to be offered in the UAE. And that doctoral program has something very special because that's the first DBA program in Sri Lanka commenced with full UGC accreditation. Even though there were DBA programs before PIM, they got the accreditation later, but we got the full accreditation, full clearance, full permission to launch it with the UGC, having gone through a 3-year process of getting the final proper approval. So it's a red letter day once again. So what is DBA? Doctor of Business Administration, in my view, is all about deciphering broader aspiration. I know if you look at the profile of you all are very senior people. Some of you all are CEOs. Some of you all are in C-suite. Some of you all are into entrepreneurial ventures. So then why DBA? It's all to decipher broader aspirations. Taking your MBA to a higher level, taking your master's to a higher level. That's where the doctoral level fulfillment, satisfaction, as the director very correctly said, not just the doctor title, but the real gamut of achieving it, the journey of very enriching and satisfying. So I would suggest begin with the end in mind. So the pioneering overseas batch of PM DBA, hopefully you can graduate as PM DBAs with a doctor title in 2028. So it is up to you to make it. As they say, if it is to be, it's up to me. So have that vision and then have the passion towards action. So why DBA? People ask this question, why DBA? So basically, I would give you 5 reasons why DBA. So it's professional prestige. Increasing number of CEOs around the globe are DBA equipped. So you get professional prestige. And then competent confidence. You're confident in what you do and you know why you are doing what you're doing. So that competent confidence would be embedded into you when you have a proper doctorate. And then strategic sharpness. You develop your analytical skills as well as creative skills. So you are sharpened in terms of strategy, in terms of future-proof, future-focused leadership. And the leadership leverage, in order to give the right leadership to the people with cutting-edge knowledge, cutting-edge skills, you can upskill, reskill, and cross-skill. They all would happen through a proper DB. And finally, holistic humanity. At the end of the day, to realize that you are a human being, not a human doing or human undoing, that holism would come through holistic thinking, holistic approach, and holistic way of looking at things and taking right decisions. So why PIM DB? There are many other DBs. So we have produced, we had been in existence, as director said, almost 40 years, 38 plus years. And we have so far produced 380 plus premier CEOs. They are in Sri Lanka as well as in Middle East. And some of you all are among them. And 38,000 plus senior managers and 3,800 plus senior managers and 38,000 plus inspired professionals, one way or the other. So that's the caliber of PIM you would have already experienced, the premier prestigious business school, the business school for the new world, as the director always promotes. And then PIM DBA, according to Sri Lankan qualification framework, comes into level 12. That's the highest qualification that one can achieve in Sri Lanka. For that matter, for you all, the highest qualification is the level 12 SLQF, which is PIM DBA. And then there are learning objectives. I will go fast. You need to recognize the current complex and controversial issues in the field of management. So management comes in the broad area of social science and analyze them using appropriate techniques and that are relevant to professional practice. And also you need to reflect by designing and carrying out independent research, contributing significantly towards the generation of new knowledge in solving organizational or industry related problems with local and international significance. It should have the Gulf significance for you all. And number three, reach specialist and non-specialist groups with ideas, views, and conclusions and communicate them clearly and effectively in bridging gaps between theory and practice. That's what we expect from you. And number four, it's to realize the importance of making judgments on complex issues in the field of management and exercise personal judgment and responsibility, even in unpredictable situations in the professional environment. Finally, reinforce ethics in doing research and be able to disseminate new knowledge by publications, presentations, and other means of impactful communication. So 5 R's are for you as program learning object. So the overall structure is very straightforward. In year 1, you have 8 core courses and 1 elective. And year 2, 3, and 4, if needed 4, otherwise it will be 2 and 3, final thesis. So it is up to you to make it within 3 years. It's definitely gettable, doable, and achievable. If you put your best effort, definitely it's a 3-year affair. And then some of the courses, I will not go into details. First, we have the foundation courses, theoretical approaches to management. We begin with that on day after tomorrow. Then we will have sociology of knowledge. Then we will move into, with those 2 pillars, we will move into research methods in management. Then you will get a little break for you to do your proposal, and that will be your summer break. And after that, we will get into corporate strategy and many other things. And within 1 year, you will finish the required core course. And with the summer break, it will be little more than 1 year, but I think it's manageable, it's doable. So final thesis, mind you, get 70 credits, and the rest, the core courses and the 1 elective will earn you 30 credits. So 30 plus 70 altogether, 100 credits. So you will have 15 plus 1 day physical workshops, 75 plus 3 hour virtual sessions. Our virtual studio is ready. The brand new virtual studio will be open for you day after tomorrow, and we will have very interactive engagement. Even though you are physically miles and miles, thousands of miles away, we will see that vibrancy with interactive discussions, and also we have the breakout rooms. We will have group discussions and presentations and so on. So 5,000 plus notional hours. That's for you to do self-study, for you to do self-reflection, for you to have your own way of capturing and grasping and synthesizing the knowledge. And then these are the 3 cogwheels that would work in harmony: virtual sessions, physical workshops, and self-learning, with progress review happening every year, and also the supervisory guidance. In second year, you will get a supervisor, and supervisor will work with you to give inspiration and instructions with regard to your final project. And then I think I have mentioned this, the difference between DBA and PhD. DBA is far more structured structured and far more content driven. It's more practitioner focused. That's why you have selected a DBA. And the real challenge in a structured program is that you have to go with the structure for your own good. You can't sleep for a while and suddenly wake up and say, I'm in the middle of a doctoral program. That will not happen. You need to go with the given structure for your own good of finishing on time. So we have the Practical Learning Portal. Now it's called PIM LMS, the Learning Management System. So Prajna is the Sanskrit word for wisdom. So you can get a lot of wisdom by visiting our learning management system, and you have the remote access through a virtual private network VPN. And if you happen to be in Colombo, you're always invited to come and visit the Mahagedera, visit the PIM main premises in Colombo, and you can have the access to all the material, including the previous dissertations and all other research resources you need. So at the end, I would say, at the end of the day, what matters is not how much you know, but how much you have done. Knowing should lead to doing, doing should deliver value. That's what the corporates need. That's what the corporate sector vibrantly expects from you. Knowing to be translated into doing and to produce value for you, value for the society, and value for the humanity at large. So with that, the journey begins just now. So may I wish you bon voyage, happy journey, all the very best. Good luck, and I'll see you day after tomorrow virtually in the very first session. All the very best.
Thank you very much, Senior Professor Ajanta Dharmasiri, the coordinator of the DBA program in PIM, for your very encouraging and thought-provoking words indeed. Next, you are about to hear something more than just a keynote, something which would definitely be music to your ears and something that will fulfill the desire for new knowledge. Personally, having been a student of his, that is something I can guarantee to you as well. I take great privilege in introducing this remarkable world-class Sri Lankan. Dr. Ravi Fernando is an alumni of the University of Cambridge, having completed both a postgraduate certificate in sustainable business in 2008 and the Master of Studies in Sustainability Leadership in 2014. He holds a Doctor of Business Administration degree from the European Business School, and he has also completed the Advanced Management Program at the INSEAD Business School, France, and was the INSEAD Executive in Residence since 2010. He is also a member of the Board of Study at PIM since March 2023 and a distinguished visiting faculty member. In his career with multinationals spanning from 1981 onwards, includes global organizations such as Unilever, Reckitt Benckiser, SmithKline, and the list goes on, with a vast experience across multiple different continents, having also had been the first CEO of the Sri Lanka Institute of Nanotechnology and the operations director of the Malaysia Blue Ocean Strategy Institute as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker for this evening, who is none other than Dr. Ravi Fernando, a member of the Board of Studies at PIM and also the chairman and CEO of Global Strategic Corporate Sustainability Private Limited. Dr. Ravi Fernando, the forum is yours.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly a privilege to be part of this program with all of you. I want to congratulate the director and also the previous director. In fact, I think this must be one of those few programs where we have the two champions of our organization involved in developing this project, and also Mr. Jayanta Ranapura, who is with me, and Tarindu. Before I get into my presentation itself, I just want to share a few words. Just like you, I've worked in Dubai for nearly 5 years, some years ago, where I was basically running the Gulf region for SmithKline Beecham and covering the countries in and around the UAE. And I know what it is like to be able to balance work and also deliver on courses like this. because it's not easy when you have a responsible position to be able to balance both of them. But I must say that the UAE is suddenly in the very center of the world. And today we are seeing the UAE in the forefront of innovation. We can see that the UAE is breaking ground in many innovations in the region, but is also suddenly being involved in even strategic geopolitical discussions. So you're in the center of the universe, and this is something that you should leverage. The last thought I want to leave with you as you move into your course is make sure that every assignment you get is in some way or another solving a challenge your company is faced with. Don't do assignments for the sake of doing assignments, because the moment you start using this time of study to also help you in your work, you'll begin to see a double benefit going forward. So with those few words, I want to just share with you a few thoughts in terms of the DBA versus other courses. The key question I want to ask all of you is, as you embark on this journey, what is different in the 21st century? Because we believe the DBAs we are developing are going to be clearly 21st century business leaders. What is different in the 21st century if you look at it? What are some of the global risks that the World Economic Forum have already picked up and have begun to address? And are you sensitive to the World Economic Forum's challenges and risks? And what I want to try and do in the next 10 minutes is to help you all understand what these three challenges are and to help guide you in terms of giving you some thoughts on responding to these three challenges. Okay. So the three challenges which I believe are different and have come in a way that is now impacting the whole planet are, first and foremost, the climate emergency. The climate emergency or climate change we are no longer using the passive word climate change. We are now using the word climate emergency, because known to most leaders in the world, and there are exceptions to that. There are some leaders who probably don't think there's a climate emergency in the world. But I can tell you, to most scientists and most business leaders and national leaders, the climate emergency is a reality. The second key change that I am beginning to see in the 21st century is that new technology and artificial intelligence and the whole area of AI is now beginning to be front and center in every company's strategy. 5 years ago, if you asked a company CEO, what are you all doing with AI? They probably wouldn't go beyond ChatGPT. But today, we are beginning to see strategists who are really helping companies with mobilizing AI, creating AI agents to develop new strategies. And the third and final new difference in the world today is in the area of global geopolitics. Geopolitics is not even a subject we discussed in MBA programs going back. But now it is a key subject that one needs to maneuver and develop with. So these are the three key subjects, and I want to just spend a few minutes on helping each of you understand, as DBAs, what these challenges are and how to respond to each of them with strategy. So I don't know if this slide is very clear to you, but I'll make sure that all of you get a copy of the Global Risks Report of 2025. This was put out in February this year, so it's a very hot document. And every year in Davos, Switzerland, the top 100 CEOs and some of the world leaders get together and they discuss all the challenges the world is facing and end up with a short list of the challenges one needs to be addressing. And if you look at the 2-year window, misinformation and disinformation is the number one risk, but very closely coming in number 2 is extreme weather incidents. But if you go to the 10-year window that they looked at, all 4 of the top 4 challenges and risks reported are to do with the climate and the planet. Considering that, this was a startling figure that was put out at the World Economic Forum in February and in Davos, when they said they agreed that the climate crisis will cost the world 12% in GDP for every 1 degree temperature rise. Now, firstly, I must tell you, when we talk about temperature rise, we are looking at 1880 as the base year, and as at this end of 2024, the planet actually rose plus 1.5 degrees centigrade from a 1880 base year, which means we are already in the area of 12% of GDP impact. But let's look at what else they put down in that in the Davos meeting. What they said was, of course, this is now those figures moderated by the insurance people, because the insurance people are not rushing to pay off insurance claims. So they have basically said if it's a plus 1.5 degrees centigrade impact, we are seeing a 4% impact on GDP. If it's 2 degrees, 11%, and you can see 3 degrees, 18, and 4 degrees. So we have crossed plus 1.5, and UAE is no exception to the rule, and you have experienced some phenomenal challenges in terms of extreme weather. I remember the Dubai airport was almost impassable not so long ago. So the first question is that every one of us needs to be familiar with as we look at the 21st century is to be clear as to what the climate emergency is, why there is extreme weather incidents increasing. And just to give you a simple statistic, extreme weather incidents have increased from about 70 to 80 a year to nearly 600 per annum. And that is the impact that it's beginning to have. And what should be our strategy? So the solution is clearly about exiting fossil fuels. And this obviously is a challenging situation for the Middle East, which is basically run and succeeding so far with fossil fuels. But I can see the Saudi Arabian government and the UAE teams have begun to now embrace moving into renewables as a priority. So if you are in a business, whatever business you are in, I think helping your business become part of the solution to the climate emergency is something that you should be looking at. And we can see while some countries have already achieved 100% in renewables, China achieved their 2030 target of delivering 1,200 gigawatts of renewables this year, in 2025. That is 5 years ahead of the target. And this is the kind of response that we need to see in all markets, in all issues. The other 2 issues I want to talk about are new technology disruption and how this is beginning to have a massive impact in all businesses. From global EV markets expanding with brands like Tesla and BYD. I was in Dubai very recently, and I saw the amount of new BYDs that are on the streets of Dubai already. We are beginning to see artificial intelligence-powered grids coming into play. China has already decided that they'll begin to lead the AI mobilization in the world. Nanotechnology and in terms of graphene is suddenly becoming a key issue. And precision agriculture, which I'm very happy to say Dubai is already well advanced with their DB World. I actually visited your Precision Agriculture Center in the DB world, and it's amazing what Dubai is already doing with these areas. Now, why am I sharing new technology disruption with our new DBA batch? It's because I believe the future DBA has to be someone who has a good grasp of the new technologies that are out there in the market and is able to embrace those technologies which are relevant to their business. So we don't leave technology now just to a CTO. We have to look at engaging and understanding new technology development. And I can tell you personally, in some of the boards I'm involved in, we have really begun to mobilize artificial intelligence and developing AI agents to help us with building strategy in the future. The last subject, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with, is the whole issue of geopolitical disruption. So China has begun to set the ball rolling for a new world order. We already saw the BRICS organization being formed, and people started comparing the BRICS organization's impact on the world versus G7 and EU. But the BRICS organization, which was just 5 countries, already have moved from 5 countries to 16 members, which have been now being approved, and the waiting list is 40 new members. And I can tell you that today, if you were to look at what the contribution of BRICS versus G7 and EU, BRICS have already overtaken them. And I will share that with you. And the whole idea of the China One Belt, One Road strategy and how it is impacting and influencing Africa, the Latin Americas, and the rest of the world, how the European Union's Green Deal is beginning to compete with the Chinese OBOR. All these geopolitical issues are beginning to have a massive impact in the marketplace. So to wind up, I just want to show you 2 charts. The first one is the expanded BRICS footprint in terms of in the global south. And today, I want to show you that in terms of global GDP, by 2023, the BRICS organization has already begun to overtake the previous EU-US dominance. So China is going to have massive impact in the world, and we need to be students of knowing how to impact your company, understanding the geopolitics. These are 3 subjects that I believe are going to be challenging subjects for each of you. And in summary, just to mention the 3 are geopolitics, new technology, and understanding and responding to the climate emergency. All the best as you become 21st century leaders who are sensitive to the 21st century challenges. Thank you very much.
Very nice speech.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ravi Fernando, our keynote speaker, for your inspiring thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the conclusion of this inauguration of the DBA UAE 2025 program, I take great pleasure in delivering the vote of thanks for this evening. The attitude of gratitude always plays a key role here at PIM. And in line with that, let me thank very few special people who have made this event a reality, who has made this batch a success. First of all, I would like to thank Director of PIM, Dr. Asanga Ranasinghe, for his leadership and the guidance towards making this batch a reality. Our DBA coordinator, Senior Professor Adnanta Dharmasiri, for his vision of having this program in the UAE, which has now today become a reality. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Ravi Fernando, for sharing those wonderful insights, and I'm sure he has already teased you with snippets of knowledge about new leaders and the new leadership for the 21st century, and you are now all keen to pursue this new knowledge as a part of your DBA program as well. Also to the PIM alumni in the UAE for their support in promoting the DBA UAE 2025 program. A few special mentions: Mr. Kumudu Fonseca, Mr. Ajanta Premaratna, Mr. Parakrama Munavira, Mr. Ranil Nalavangsa, Mr. Kusal Nanayakara, and Mr. Damit Fonseca, and many other individuals who has worked and helped PIM towards making this DBA UAE 2025 batch a success and a reality. Also, our PIM staff that has been working relentlessly, looking into all the matters, led by none other than our SAR, Mr. Jayantha Ranapura, and his team, and all the staff members of PIM, and a special mention to the tech support team, the IT center of PIM, for ensuring that we have all met for a very smooth virtual DBA inauguration for the DBA UAE 2025 program. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this evening's proceedings, we welcome you to PIM once again for the DBA UAE 2025 program, and may it help you to unleash and launch that 21st century leader that is waiting inside all of you to be launched, and that leader for whom the world is waiting for the next wave of innovative solutions and the business revolutions. Thank you very much. Please rise for the national anthem.
Sri Lanka Mata, Aka Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Ma, Namo 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 Mata, Aka Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata.
Recording stopped.